welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. So today, I wanted to share with you my forgotten favorites. Fragrances that I used to wear all the time, that I used to love, that I haven't reached for in a long time. And I'll share with you the reasons why, and there are a variety of reasons. So let's get started. First one is a classic, and that's Chanel Coco Mademoiselle. So this fragrance, obviously all of you know this one, came out in 2001, and it has the notes of orange, bergamot, grapefruit, lychee, rose, jasmine, patchouli, vetiver, vanilla, and white musk. This is very elegant, classy, timeless, feminine, with a strong note of patchouli. I mean, I think this is a staple in most fragrance collections, and this used to be my going out fragrance, but as my collection expanded and I've acquired more and more new fragrances, this kind of took a back seat. I'm not quite sure why. I still really love this perfume, but I haven't worn it in a while. However, it is definitely going to stay in my collection, and I'm sure that I will be wearing it again sometime soon. Number 2 is Hypnotic Poison from Dior, another classic. So this, I have the EDT version, by the way, and I believe this is a vintage bottle from somewhere in the early 2000s, I think. So this came out in 1998, and it has the notes of plum, apricot, coconut, almond, jasmine, tuberose, lily of the valley, rose, sandalwood, caraway, vanilla, and musk. And this is kind of a nutty vanilla with almond. It is sweet, musky, it is womanly. But you know, I read a lot of fragrance reviews because I do a lot of blind buying, and I have to look at the notes. I have to look at what others say about fragrances, and most of the time it works to my advantage. I think I've been in general pretty good with my blind buys, but sometimes reading reviews is not a good thing, and that's kind of the case with this perfume. You know, there are quite a few reviews that suggest that this smells like Play-Doh. And although I don't necessarily smell it, I don't hear it in this fragrance, but just kind of the whole idea of Play-Doh and the whole visual of Play-Doh sort of stops me from wearing it more often. And I'm kind of hoping to get that image out of my head, because I think this is a beautiful fragrance. Number 3 is Chloe, and I have a travel spray right now, but I actually used to have a full bottle, which I used up. So this one is from 2008, and obviously this is a rose fragrance. Some other notes in it are peony, lychee, freesia, lily of the valley, amber, magnolia, and cedar. This is a very classic feminine rose. It is a little bit sweet, a little bit warm. It has the addition of other white flowers to it, and although I still find the scent beautiful, and as you know, rose is one of my favorite notes, but there is something about this one that tends to give me a headache, and that didn't used to be the case before. So that's the main reason why I stopped wearing this one. Number 4 on the list is, do it the right way, YSL Black Opium. Another well-known fragrance. As you can see so far, majority of the ones that I am showing are kind of classics. So this is from 2014. This is the Eau de Parfum version. And so this has pink pepper, orange blossom, jasmine, coffee, vanilla, patchouli, cedarwood. This is a gourmand coffee with vanilla. It's syrupy, sugary. It's a beautiful scent. My issue with this one is that horrendous lasting power. On me, it doesn't last at all. I mean, maybe a couple hours, but really, I think less than that. So that's the main reason I stopped wearing this. And here's a little preview or spoiler, whatever you want to call it. In my next haul, I'm going to show you a dupe to this fragrance that smells very, very similar, but has an incredible lasting power, so much better than this. So in fact, I think that most likely this will be leaving my collection soon, just because I found a very similar scent with a much better lasting power. So I don't think there is a need to keep this one. Number 5 is Versace Arrows, and this is EDT version. So this came out in 2014. It has lemon, bergamot, pomegranate, lemon flower, jasmine, peony, sandalwood, musk, woody notes. It is sweet, citrusy, fruity, a little bit fresh. Like, this is kind of lemony fresh to me with the addition of white flowers. But I wish that kind of that initial burst of lemon stayed on longer. It kind of disappears pretty quickly on me, and it becomes more of a jasmine-y, flowery kind of smell. It is still very pretty, but I just have a lot of other similar type of fragrances that I enjoy more, and that's why I haven't reached for this one. But I still think it's a beautiful scent, and it is gonna stay in my collection for now. Next one is from Lolita Lempicka. This is Sweet. So this fragrance is from 2014, and it has the notes of sour cherry, sugar, cacao, iris, musk, cashmere woods, and angelica. This is fruity, slightly sour, slightly sweet, lipsticky kind of cherry. Like, it has the lipstick smell to it. And it is definitely very affordable fragrance. I think it's a pretty simple fragrance, but what I've learned is that I'm not a huge fan of that lipsticky note, and I'm also not a huge fan of cherry note. I really haven't found a cherry that I really loved yet. So that's why I'm not reaching for this one all that much. In fact, you know, it's hard to see on the camera, but it's been used up quite a bit, probably up to here, and mostly it's my daughter that's using this fragrance because she loves it. So that's Lolita Lempicka Sweet. Next one is Jessica Simpson Fancy. This was probably one of the first gourmand fragrances that I purchased, and I used to absolutely love it and wear it so much. This is quite an old fragrance. This is from 2008, and this has the notes of pear, apricot, red fruits, gardenia, jasmine, toasted almonds, sandalwood, vanilla, and amber. This is sugary, sweet caramel. It is comforting, it is warm. This is kind of a sweater weather fragrance. Like, you know, if I'm sitting at home and it's really chilly outside and I'm wearing a really warm sweater, I think this is the fragrance that I want to wear. And I still really love the scent. The thing is that I've purchased so many more gourmand fragrances since purchasing this one. My collection has grown quite a bit. Gourmand fragrances are probably my favorite, and they're just most of them are just a little more interesting, just a little more special than this one, and that's why I don't reach for it all that much anymore. Although again, this is going to stay in my collection because I still really love it, and it has great lasting power. So hoping that I will come back to it in the colder months. Next one is something that I used to absolutely love. It was my kind of, probably my first splurge years ago, and I used to wear it sort of for special occasions because I used to save it. And that's Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt. So this fragrance is from 2014, and I think I purchased it right after it came out because I tried it and absolutely fell in love with it. And this is sea salt, sage, grapefruit, and seaweed. And really it smells exactly like it sounds. It's aromatic, breezy, woody. It's like, to me, it makes me feel like I'm walking somewhere by the ocean. The ocean is right near me, and that's what the air smells like. It is definitely interesting. It is definitely unique. You won't find many scents that smell like this. At least I haven't. But I don't know what happened. I just kind of find it a little bit boring right now. I sort of fell out of love with this one, and you can see I've used quite a lot, and I've had a few minis of this as well. So right now it's sitting on the shelf. I'm not using it, but again, I'm really hoping that I will come back to this because tastes change all the time. So wood sage and sea salt. Okay, we're left with two. So the next one is Lancome Adul. And you might be somewhat surprised to see this one if you've seen any of my other videos, because I've mentioned it a couple of times as a fragrance that I get compliments for, and I think for something else, I can't remember. So let me tell you a little bit about it, and then I'll tell you why I've included it in this category. So this is a new release from last year, and it has bergamot, pear, rose, white musk, vanilla, and jasmine. And to me, it's a musky rose with a hint, it's a musky pear with a hint of a rose. It is very feminine, it is universal, it is a little bit fresh, it is a little bit sweet, and I used to wear this fragrance all the time to the office in the fall and winter. But since we've been not going to the office recently, I mean, I've been working from home for over 3 months now, I stopped wearing it. For some reason, when I associate this fragrance with going to the office, and when I'm not going there, I'm not reaching for it. So I still love it. It's a beautiful fragrance, and I think that whenever we do go back to our offices, I'm going to wear this again for sure. And the last one on my list is Carolina Herrera Good Girl. This was kind of the first sort of this dark, mysterious fragrance that I purchased. I used to really dislike scents like this until I tried this one. So this is from 2016, and this is tuberose, tonka bean, jasmine, cocoa, almond, bergamot, lemon, orris, rose, orange blossom, sandalwood, vanilla, praline, musk, amber, and patchouli. This is dark, powdery, sweet, not gourmand kind of sweet, just sweet. It is, as I mentioned, I think in another video, it is like a jammy plum to me for some reason. Very sexy, very sensual fragrance. I associate this with going out somewhere, going to dinner or for some kind of event. And again, because we haven't been going anywhere, just sitting at home, I'm not using it. I can't imagine using this one just sitting at home or going for a walk. So that's why I haven't used it in a while. But again, it is definitely staying, and I'm sure that sometime soon I'm gonna get to wear it again. So that's it. That's the list of 10 forgotten favorites. So please let me know, what are some of the fragrances that used to be your favorites and maybe you haven't used in a while. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.